Traditional Sunni critiques treat the Twelver doctrine of the imamate as a serious deviation because it grants the 12 imams attributes that, in practice, closely resemble ongoing prophetic authority after Muhammad. This would mean that Muhammad was not the last prophet. The finality of prophethood. Sunnis hold that both legislative revelation and the authoritative guidance function ended with Muhammad, Quran 33:40. Twelvers affirm the former ended, but maintain the latter continues through divinely appointed, infallible imams who possess special knowledge, including knowledge of the unseen granted by God. Critics argue this functionally extends a form of prophetic office under another name. If the imams truly have the scope of knowledge, infallibility, and binding interpretive authority claimed in many Twelver sources, the practical result is that Muhammad is no longer the final source of definitive religious guidance. 2. There is no clear prophetic designation of the specific 12th Imam or the long occultation. There is no undisputed statement from Muhammad that names Muhammad ibn al-Hassan as the 12th Imam, predicts his birth to the 11th Imam, or describes a multi-century occultation followed by a return as Mahdi. Shared hadiths about 12 leaders from Quraysh or a future Mahdi from the Prophet's lineage exist in both Sunni and Shia collections, but the specific Twelver identification and the doctrine of the prolonged Ghaiba developed later, after the death of the 11th Imam, Hassan al-Askari, in 874 CE, amid succession disputes. 3. There is no historical origin of the occultation claim. After Hassan al-Askari died, there was documented confusion and competing claims about whether he had a son. The doctrine that a young son had gone into occultation, communicated through a series of 4 deputies, nuwab, during the minor occultation, and then entered the major occultation after the last deputy's death, is viewed by many non-Twelver historians and Sunni critics as a later theological solution to the succession crisis. Skeptics, including some early groups at the time, argued that no such son existed or that he had died, and that the claim of continued contact via deputies served to maintain organizational control. This remains a contested historical reconstruction, not proven fact. Twelver sources present the opposite narrative with their own chains of transmission. These are the main lines of argument that have historically led some Sunni scholars to label key Twelver doctrines as bid'ah, heretics, or worse. Twelvers reject the characterization, insist on a clear distinction between prophethood and imamate, and maintain that their sources establish both the existence of the 12th Imam and the continuity of guidance without new revelation.